Hi, I'm Jackie Freyman, and I play Clara Hawking in the Mrs. Hawking series. Clara is a Victorian lady, and normally a Victorian lady would have a lady's maid to help her do everything I'm about to do, but I'm not that lucky, so let's get ready to be Victorian. So I'm going to start by taking a section of hair and pulling it forward. And then I'm going to take another section of hair towards the top of my head and make a little bun with it. And if you could see the counter, you would see probably about 50 or 60 bobby pins of varying shapes. So now we've got a neat little bun going. So I'm going to take this off, and you can see my face. So normally, if a Victorian lady's maid was doing this, she would be using a comb, teasing it up, making it nice and poofy, but I don't have that luxury, so use this. Little hair donut is going to sit over top of the bun. Okay, so this is on pretty securely. So now I'm going to start taking sections of hair, pulling it over this little donut, and wrapping it around the bun. And one of the things that it makes a nice appearance for fancy Victorian ladies to have these little like curly tendrils. So I'm gonna pull out little pieces of hair in certain spots around my head as I do this. And sometimes if you're doing this yourself, you need to shake your arms up a little bit. And see, we've got these curly pieces here. Or, well, there will be curly pieces, but I'm pulling aside other sections to do this in a couple places around my head. I've got one I'm gonna have kind of coming out from behind my ear here. So we have a little bit of hair left at the back here that's gonna go cover the rest of this donut. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna heat up the curling iron. And in the afterwards, you may have to have a friend go back and make sure that the little donut is completely covered. All right, so remember we kept these three kind of wispy, tendrily things? That's where the curling iron comes in. Now, I'm not 100% sure why women did these things, but they did. I'm assuming because they're pretty, and in Victorian England, just being pretty was enough for being a woman, so we'll go with it. So I'm going to turn the curling iron off because fire hazards. I'm going to feel around on my head, see if there's any hairs that feel loose. Add a couple more bobby pins, because what's a couple more bobby pins on top of like the 40 that are already in there? So I don't know how long a Victorian lady would typically have her hair up like this. I have to have it up all day because we're doing theater, and that's how we do it. Because in the theater, the hair also has to survive multiple costume changes, including sometimes the putting on and taking off of a hat. And everything feels like it's been pinned in place, but again, since this has to last all day, we are going to spray the hell out of it. And because I do not want my face completely covered in hairspray, I'm going to use a little towel when I do these curly pieces. And now the rest of my hair is going to get completely shellacked with hairspray. And it's time to hold your breath. And let's air out the bathroom now. Hairspray be gone. So now we are ready to be Victorian ladies.
In the course of writing for these shows, I end up doing a lot of research to make them, have the real feeling of the Victorian world.